She crashed her car on a dark, deserted road, and when strangers stopped to help, she refused. By the time police arrived minutes later, Maura Murray had vanished completely. No footprints. No struggle. No explanation. Just a small blue car abandoned on a cold February night, and a mystery that would haunt New Hampshire forever. It was a cold February evening in 2004 when 21-year-old Maura Murray drove through the winding roads of New Hampshire. A student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, Maura was bright, independent, and determined. She had grown up in a small town in Massachusetts, the kind of place where everyone knew each other and life moved predictably. But on this night, she was heading somewhere unfamiliar. A remote stretch of Route 112, known as the White Mountains Road, a lonely, twisting road that cut through dense forests and steep hills. The sun had dipped below the horizon hours ago, leaving a dark sky punctuated only by scattered stars and the occasional flicker of distant headlights. Maura had been driving for some time when she suddenly lost control of her car, a small blue Saturn. The vehicle skidded on ice, collided with a guardrail, and came to a halt in the middle of the road. It was a minor crash. The car was damaged but drivable, the impact leaving scratches and a dent, but nothing catastrophic. She was not injured, yet the situation immediately felt tense. Alone, on a deserted road, darkness pressing in on every side, she stepped out of the vehicle. The temperature was frigid, the wind cutting through her jacket. The woods loomed around her, silent and imposing. Almost immediately, passers-by stopped to offer assistance. A man driving by pulled over, asking if she was okay. Maura explained that she had been in an accident and assured him she was fine, declining help. A local man with a pickup truck appeared shortly afterward, offering a ride or assistance in calling the police. Again, she politely refused. There was an edge to her manner, calm, controlled, yet with a subtle tension that suggested she was not entirely comfortable. The man eventually left, assuming that she would handle things on her own. Minutes later, a passing motorist spotted her and called 911. Police and first responders arrived swiftly, the flashing lights cutting through the darkness like beacons. Officers approached the site cautiously, expecting to find her near the damaged car. But when they arrived, Maura Murray was gone. There was no sign of her on the road, in the woods, or near the car. Her car remained where she had left it, doors closed, keys inside, belongings untouched. A phone, a purse, personal items, all left behind. The woman who had been just moments ago visible and tangible had vanished. The initial response was frantic. Officers combed the surrounding forest, calling her name into the frigid night air. Dogs were brought in to track her scent, and helicopters scanned from above. Every nearby road was checked. Every building, driveway, and public area searched. Hours passed, yet there was no sign of Maura. The only evidence of her presence was the crashed car, a silent witness to a disappearance that would confound investigators for decades. As news of the case spread, the details of Maura's life were scrutinized intensely. She was described as smart, disciplined, and responsible. Friends spoke of her carefully, noting that she had plans, a future, and no apparent reason to vanish into the wilderness on a cold winter night. Some speculated about stressors in her life, academic pressure, personal relationships, but none offered a clear explanation. Nothing in her background suggested a desire to disappear voluntarily, nor any pattern of erratic behavior that might lead to such an event. Investigators explored all possibilities. Foul play was considered. Perhaps someone had abducted her in the few minutes between the crash and the arrival of help. But there were no tire marks, no footprints leading away, no witnesses seeing suspicious activity. Could she have wandered into the forest and succumbed to the elements? That was plausible, but extensive searches, including thermal imaging and sled dogs, yielded nothing. Did she stumble into an abandoned building, a hidden cave, or some man-made shelter? Again, no evidence emerged. Online communities have endlessly debated her fate. Some suggest she left voluntarily, taking the opportunity to start a new life. Others fear she met with foul play, possibly at the hands of a stranger who had been watching or happened upon her in the darkness. The remote, isolated location of the crash site only amplifies the horror, a place where a single person can vanish without trace in minutes. Over time, the story of Maura Murray has become a haunting case study in disappearances. Law enforcement continues to receive tips, leads, and unverified sightings, yet the trail has remained cold. Her story is repeatedly cited in discussions of missing persons, particularly those who vanish suddenly from public yet isolated locations. The contrast between her ordinary life and the inexplicable vanishing amplifies the tension, leaving a lingering sense of fear and curiosity. Psychologists and experts in missing persons often emphasize the danger of isolation and stress. Even someone calm, rational, and intelligent can become disoriented or fearful in unfamiliar circumstances. In Maura's case, the winter night, the remote location, and the sudden stress of a crash could have triggered a flight response, a combination of fear, confusion, and survival instinct. Yet the total absence of evidence, no footprints, no sightings, no trace, complicates this theory. There is no confirmation that she entered the woods or that she even traveled in any particular direction. The crash site itself has become a symbol of unresolved tension. The car sits in photographs as a relic of that night, frozen in time. It represents the last tangible connection to a person who otherwise vanished completely. For those who visit or study the case, it embodies the chilling reality of sudden disappearance, how quickly someone can move from being visible, present, and alive to becoming a ghost in the world they once inhabited. Years have passed, and Maura Murray's fate remains a subject of fascination and fear. Her story resonates because it combines elements we all understand: a minor car accident, a dark road, the decision to refuse help, with a terrifyingly unknown outcome. The ordinary becomes extraordinary, the mundane frightening. It is a reminder of the unpredictability of life and the fragile boundary between safety and peril. Despite the passage of time, investigators, family members, and true crime enthusiasts continue to revisit the case. Every new lead is scrutinized, every tip analyzed, yet the mystery endures. Online forums are filled with speculation, debates, and theories ranging from the plausible to the fantastic. Some insist that Maura met with foul play. Others believe she succumbed to environmental hazards. A few even propose conspiracy or paranormal involvement. Yet no theory has ever been conclusively proven, leaving the case open, unresolved, and haunting. For those who follow such stories, there is a particular unease in imagining themselves in her situation. Alone on a deserted road, exposed to the elements and disappearing without a trace, it challenges the very notions of safety, observation, and predictability. The human mind is drawn to the unknown, attempting to resolve uncertainty, but in Maura's case, uncertainty is all there is. Her story is not just a missing person case. It is a study of fear, isolation, and the limits of human perception. It demonstrates how quickly life can change, how a single moment, a minor car crash, can trigger a chain of events leading to complete disappearance. And it forces a reflection on what we take for granted, that help will always arrive, that roads are safe, that ordinary circumstances are predictable. Maura Murray's disappearance also underscores the importance of observation and caution in remote areas. The crash, the refusal of assistance, the short interval before police arrival all became critical points in a mystery that would be analyzed endlessly. Even minor decisions in certain circumstances can have disproportionate consequences, especially when combined with isolation and unpredictability. To this day, her story is a cautionary tale, a source of endless fascination, and a haunting reminder of the unknown. It challenges our understanding of human behavior, survival, and vulnerability. For investigators, family, and curious observers alike, the case represents the intersection of ordinary life and extraordinary mystery. The absence of evidence, rather than providing closure, amplifies the haunting power of her story, leaving a void that invites speculation, fear, and reflection. If you are captivated by this story, take a moment to consider, what would you do if you were in her place? Alone, on a dark road, with help nearby but refusing, knowing that the world is silent and the next few minutes could determine everything? Comment your thoughts, subscribe for more cases like Maura's, and join a community dedicated to exploring the unexplained, the mysterious, and the unsolved. The woods remain silent, the road stretches endlessly, and the car sits where it was left. Maura Murray's name endures in memory, in investigation files, and in the imagination of everyone who contemplates the chilling reality of someone vanishing completely, not because they left a message, not because there was evidence, but simply because they disappeared into the night. Her story is a testament to the unpredictability of life, the power of isolation, and the enduring fascination with the unknown. A single, minor accident, combined with choice, fear, and circumstance,